Hey, on this episode of Samp&Chance, we take you back to our trip to Seattle. We'll tell you what we did and what we saw and what we experienced. Also, we'll take a look at all these new fights that have been announced. We haven't really said anything about it, but we'll share our opinions on that today as well. All this and so much more on this episode of Samp&Chance. So strap in and thank you for letting us into your ears. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance. I am your host, Bobby Sampson. Joined with me, as always, my man with the master plan, Team Benavides in full effect, Roger Federer on the top. Mr. Chance Michaels, how are you, my friend?
I'm feeling pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm feeling pretty good, man, considering the copious amount of driving that we endured and all that good stuff. I feel great. Yeah, no, full day of work put in, so no excuses. The grind keeps going, brother, man. Absolutely. Here we are. Seattle, Seattle, Seattle. We are back. Not even 24 hours removed
No,
since we've
not
been
even.
back, right? Not even 24 hours removed. Monday night, we caught the home run derby, and
And that was
Tuesday.
amazing. I finally got to see that. That was a lot of fun. It was well
That
done.
was a lot of fun. I'll be honest, man. I think I said to you a couple times while we were sitting there, like, I can't believe they're making this thing go 3 hours, and it didn't feel like 3 hours. That's the funny part. Like, when you actually sit down at a actual ball game, sometimes by the hour and a half mark, you're starting to get restless and whatnot.
Mm.
Here, you just didn't feel it. There was no kind of lull. You know what I mean?
There's so much fun and excitement in the building. They haven't had one there in 22 years, so everybody's excited. Crowd was electric. Julio Rodriguez put on a great performance. Guerrero, Randy Arizona, Razozina, sorry, from Tampa Bay. I mean, it was fun, man.
No,
Lots of fun.
it
Crowd was
was
lit.
it was great. Pete Alonso, Julio's 41 that he hit in the first round. That's the shitty part of the home run derby. You're always gonna get that one guy who hits that just amazing number, but you know what?
It
It's just
happened
hard
Julio
to
last
follow
year
up.
too. He got the most
Yeah.
homers in the round, and they didn't end up winning. I think he's gassing himself out.
Well, again, here was another thing I took away from this. Like, I played ball a lot and whatnot, but I never really thought about it and I never kind of comprehended, baseball players getting gassed unless you're like,
Well, when you're swinging like 50 swings like this, they're doing as hard as they can. Yeah, it
yeah,
gets
I get
tiring.
it. I get it, right? Like you're seeing
But
it.
once
You
he
look
had
at
30, 35, you could have stopped. But he was hometown. The crowd was pumped. He wanted to put on a show, right?
well, the crowd was
And he
pumped
sure did.
and he was going up against. I mean, I know these things are done at random and whatnot, but man, that draw having Alonso against Julio in the first round. I mean,
It's a crazy round.
he put everything into that one round. Literally, that's what it was, right? And you know, again, even when he went up against Guerrero, I thought, okay, well, this should be easy. We all thought it would be easy. I mean, poor Vlad was gassed after what, 5 swings?
Yeah, but he's somehow just consistent every round, though, just enough. He
I
beat everybody just
realized
enough each round.
No, I realized that once you kind of find your rhythm and if you got the right guy throwing to you, sort of a deal, like you can just keep lining them. Like once you find that flow, right? So, but yeah, no, I mean, wow, Seattle did a great job of putting on this event.
They did.
Seamless, honestly, getting in was no
Weather was
problem.
perfect.
The weather was perfect, man. No wind, not like it was warm, but it wasn't like scorching or sweltering. But no, perfect day for the ballpark, perfect day for it all. The day was really good just from the get-go, man. I mean, everything, just getting there, just checking in, getting to the park, getting into the park, everything. There was
It's really smooth.
not one hiccup for that
No,
day. Not at all. So the home run derby was fantastic. And you know what? At that point, we were ready to kind of just hang out, grab a bite, chill out, and get ready for the game
great
tomorrow.
restaurant. I can't
Yeah,
remember what it was called. Was it called Spritz or something?
I know it was called Vaughn's.
Yeah, it was amazing
Yeah,
hamburger, by the way. Really
yeah,
good
yeah.
food.
No, good food. Absolutely. The home of 1,000 spirits, like that wall, man. I think it was all broken up in sections. On one end, you had whiskeys, and you had scotches, and then gins, vodkas, tequilas, all the way down.
Yeah,
So many booze, so many bottles of booze.
really good place.
Yeah. So we wake up Tuesday morning, and we're thinking, okay, we're gonna grab a bite to eat, and we're really not sure what was going to happen at
Which we
this
did at
point.
Jack in the Box.
Yeah, which we did. We went to Jack in the Box and had breakfast, and shout out to Jack in the Box. At this point, we weren't sure what was going on, right, Chance? We were kind of up in the
Yeah.
air. We were getting ready to go either into Seattle and just hang out there until the All-Star game started. But then we got the call that we were waiting for. Shout out to Bernard. He's a part of Team David Benavides, and he said we've been
Great guy. Holy
absolutely.
cow.
Yeah, we've been in contact since I went down in March. I was lucky enough to meet all of them, to meet Jose Senior, to meet David, to meet Jose Junior as well, to meet Bernard there as well, to meet everybody. And I'll be honest, you know what, man? Geographically, yeah, we're right here. They met thousands of people that weekend, thousands upon thousands of people. Everybody wanted to shake their hands, and I get that. But the fact that they remembered was amazing. Senior said, "Hey, I remember you from Vegas," and that really made that was amazing, right?
I don't think there's
So
a lot of guys coming up looking like you to them either, so you stand out a little bit, which help plays in your favor in this case, right?
you know what? Maybe I stand out. Maybe I look a little different than most of the people that come up, but the fact that that was still there in his mind,
Yeah,
that's
that was
amazing,
cool.
right? So that's great. So that was
Absolutely.
awesome. We got the call to say, hey, if you guys want to come down and say hello and check it out, that's awesome. Come on down. So we went down there. We basically fired off as soon as we got the message, man. I don't think we even wasted any time. We just got there as fast as we could, and we were lucky enough to meet David Benavides right from the get-go at the beginning.
Yeah, basically, for
And
people that don't know, we went in the parking lot. Bernard, great guy, coach, sports. He's a coach. He's a strength conditioning coach agent. He walked us in to the main gym. We didn't even know who was going to be in there. Next thing you know, we walk in there. There's David sitting on his phone texting.
no,
Great guy. Shook our
that's
hands.
his personal gym.
Yeah, shook our
Yeah,
hands, and
yeah. And then from there, Bernard, coach, proceeded to take us over to the other side of the gym where Jose Benavides Jr. was in the midst of training. He was in the ring getting some work in, and they basically said, "Hey, just hang out and you guys can watch. No
well, the
videos."
coolest part about watching Jose train is that in between some of his rounds, he came over to us. You guys like that? And then he gave us a little fist pump with his gloves. He's dripping in sweat. He's never doesn't know who we are. So I thought that was really cool and humble of him to do that.
No, 100%. The whole team, the whole family, everyone involved in that operation made us feel at home, made us feel a part of their process there at the time, and nothing but love. But I'll tell you, Ryan, to acknowledge us, just a couple guys standing there, not knowing who we were per se, and whatnot. Everybody, even when Senior came out, fist bumps. Everyone that came
It was
in,
great, actually. I don't know if you've seen
yeah,
it. I think you were talking to David. Senior gave me a little jab in the stomach. Did you see that?
yeah, I did see
He
that. I
went
saw
pop.
that. Yeah.
So
No,
they're
just
having
like
fun.
no, they're having fun, and the environment was fun. And I take a lot from that experience, man. I mean, we've both been in gyms, we've both seen guys train. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen guys, in the ring with the bag and with the pads and stuff, and sure you have, but I've never seen it at this level. And no disrespect to the guys that we've seen train and to the guys that are working hard to get to where they need to go. But I mean, if the pinnacle and if the top of the mountain per se is where these guys are in terms of how they train and their techniques and just the way they do it, phenomenal.
Yeah.
What an amazing gift, I will call it, an honor and a privilege to be able to stand there and to watch these
We were there for quite a bit, people, not just a couple minutes. We are there for 3 hours, a little bit over.
100%. And they bantered with us. We all made small talk. We did boxing talk, and I don't want to get into any of it because I mean some of it was really funny, and opinions were shared, and it was just great overall, an amazing experience. Let's talk about the training we saw, man. Like, just wow, just the power alone. And I don't even know if that's full power. I don't know. It's just that because of the technique and the skill level, it just
It's
comes off.
technique and skill. He's been doing this. Has been 3, right? like you can train hard as you want, but you got to have some natural God-given gifts.
Yeah.
And obviously David and Jose have it, because I mean, like Jose was amazing, don't get me wrong, but when David came in there, you know, the level was elevated a little bit, to put it nicely. And his speed, the way he turns on the dime, the way he bounces on his feet, when he started throwing his punches as hard as he could, you could feel the wind, you could feel the impact. Even the trainer came over and said, "Oh, my hand."
Oh yeah, every time
those
he was like,
mitts.
poor guy, like he's like, you know, I don't know how much you could protect him, but his hands were burning after those, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, like I was pointing that out to you. I was just like, you know, when David actually got into the ring and started, you know, just kind of just moving around, bouncing around, this and that, and just the way he stopped, he just reminded me of an F1 car, the way he just stops on a dime when it's going into a corner. Like, you know, he's going, you know, he's in seventh, eighth gear, and all of a sudden just to kind of turn and come back to first gear, just the way he did it, just all those little things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just it's just the little techniques that these guys have. Like even with Junior, Jose Junior, just watching him as well, his footwork, his speed, and you know, we were kind of getting him near the end of his session, so you know, it's just amazing to watch. But yeah, we got the full on David Benavidez session, and it was great. And you know, again, just gracious, right?
And
Just
we got
phenomenal.
quite a bit of Jose too. We got about an hour of him, so that was cool.
Yeah, we got a bit of that as well, and you know, just talking to Senior as well, talking to David, you know, and it was so candid, and it was just like, you know, it was just you could feel the respect, right? And you know, it was given back as well. So, guys, I could talk more and more about this, right? I mean, ultimately, we stood against the wall and we watched guys train. Really, that was it.
Bro, I'll break it down like this. That's like watching
It's like the
Cindy
kids.
Crosby trained, Mike Trout hit the bat,
It's like
Michael
it's like
Jordan threw the basketball. That's a level that we were watching.
Okay, yeah, I'll simplify it even more. Absolutely. From an athlete's perspective, yes, you're 100%. I'll
Mm-hmm.
simplify it more. We were kind of like a couple of kids who watch YouTube videos of them opening toys.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's a good way
that's
to put it.
right. Or the guy who sits there and watches other people play video games online.
Those guys.
Right?
Or
Look,
like
hey,
watching Mick
hey.
Jagger when he's 25 years old rehearse 5 feet. That's the level that these guys are at. It was unreal.
No, it was
Surreal,
phenomenal.
actually.
It was surreal. And you know, unfortunately, we don't have anything to show for it except that beautiful hat. The beautiful hat that I got, the beautiful shirt that he had, and whatnot. We were asked to not take videos or take pictures of any kind, and we want to be completely respectful. We did take a quick shot outside of the gym. I did ask Bernard for permission to do so. Again, I just want to make sure we follow everything and just show them all the respect in the world, and you know, all the respect that they showed us. So yeah, again, phenomenal experience. I can't wait to go down again. I can't wait to engage with these guys. And you know what? I'm gonna say it now, man. I can't wait to get father and sons on the show here at some point. So
We will.
you
We'll
know,
get all
we
three
will
eventually.
absolutely. You know, we'd love to chat with the whole family.
Heck, even Bernard, maybe.
You know, absolutely. Bernard has to come on as well. I mean, he's agent extraordinaire. He represents a lot of athletes and people you might be surprised by. But I'll leave it at that for now.
But a
But
first class guy all the way, because he
all
made
of them.
this happen.
No, he made it happen. Absolutely. Respect to the whole team for reaching out to us
They're
initially.
all first class once we were inside, but Bernard was the link, right? He's like, yeah, you
Absolutely.
got to
No,
improve and everything.
no, that's it. 100%. Right. And Bernard and I have been kind of talking back and forth since March, since early April. So you know,
Mm-hmm.
a shout out to him. The relationship I've been able to build with him, and now that you're going to be able to build with him as well. So, Chance right across the board, man, phenomenal. And the payoff for this was here's the best part, guys. We sold our All-Star game tickets because we rather stay at the gym as long as we could instead of
While I
going
was
to
in
the
the
game, right?
while I was standing there, they don't mind if you text on your phone a little bit. Take a call outside, but if you start pointing the camera, they're not
Yeah,
allowed. So I quickly put them on StubHub, because we
yeah,
didn't want to leave the training session, because we don't know if we get that chance again or how
no.
often that happens. So we got the home run derby, which was the main thing.
That's the main thing because that's only once a year, right? In
Yeah.
essence, I mean, a ball game's a ball game. I think we've
And the All-Star
already.
game wasn't even that great either. It was a bit of a
Well, it
dud.
was fun. It was fun. I mean, if you're a baseball guy, I mean, that type of baseball game is for the purist, right?
Yeah.
Like Spence Crawford is for the purist, in a way.
Speaking of that, they released the price of the pay-per-view, $84.99.
Showtime, baby, showtime.
That pay-per-view, it'll do $1 million, but not much more. I don't know if it'll get to $1 million, but it's not going to be a big blockbuster like the Pacquiao numbers or the Mayweather numbers. It doesn't have that hype. It's going to be a great fight. Might be the greatest fight we've ever seen, but it's not going to get the big box office draw. There's just not a lot of hype for it, which is too bad.
No, it's too bad. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I love boxing, you love boxing, right? At the end of the day, I look at it from this perspective. The guys that we associate with, have associated with, we're all into this fight, right? Not every fight's going to be for everyone. It's unfortunate it's not going to do the box office numbers, but at $89, enough people are going to buy it. Everyone's going to make money regardless,
you know what's
right?
What's going to be the biggest pay-per-view numbers of the year that I think will even beat Tank and Garcia?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's going to probably happen on October 29th.
Absolutely. That'll crush. Because you got the UFC guys and you got the boxing guys.
Yeah.
Two big stars. They're going to come together and buy this thing.
Hey, that definitely will buy this thing, right? That is the case. I mean, that was the case with Conor and Floyd, right?
Yeah.
So that's Seattle, man. We wrapped it up.
Wicked time. Home run derby. They got to beat the Benavides boys. The dad. Watch the train.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. And to a man and woman in that place, they made us feel at home. They treated us like family.
They were joking around, fist bumping, having fun.
Absolutely. And we had some fun with Jose.
He's a cool guy.
He's so
he actually sat on the edge of the ring, people, and talked with us for a bit.
Yeah, we debated upcoming fights, and it's great to talk to guys who are in the sport and have those debates. You know what I mean? That was phenomenal. That was, those were the highlights of it, man. Like, it just, I wish we could have recorded some stuff because some of those conversations
David talked
were
a little
amazing.
About some fighters too. I won't say what he said, but we talked a little bit about fighters too.
Yeah, we all talked, right? Like I said, we're just gonna leave it at that. No opinion shared, nothing like that. But it was fun. And I have to say, a lot of what they think is what we think. So I think we're on the right page, man.
Yeah. I didn't disagree.
We're right. A lot of what
there's one thing Jose the Junior said that I didn't agree with at all, but that's fine. That's conversation, right? That's if I get on the podcast, maybe I'll bring that up. But until then, I'll leave it.
Well, if he's listening, I hope he's listening, and then he's gonna call out and ask, "What the fuck, man? What did you agree with?" But hey. Let's move on, man. So since last week, a lot of fights have been announced. I'll start this right off the bat, man. I am disappointed in the heavyweight division of boxing as a whole. And because most of these announcements all came from that division, right? I mean, we got Spence Crawford coming up. We know that's happening. But now we have
Canelo Charlo's a massive fight.
Well, Canelo Charlo's a massive fight as well, right? And outside of those two fights, I mean, then the heavyweights all announced their schedule, right?
Yeah.
So we got 3 fights coming up. One, and I'll rank them in the order that I think that I'm most excited for, okay? So number 1 fight, I will go with Joshua versus Dillian White, okay? And before you piss on me, just let me finish.
My third, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going with it my first. And then you got Joyce and Zhang. Part 2, okay, and then you got Usyk and Dubois.
Yep.
And then you got Ngannou and Fury. Now, I not the one I listed last is probably going to make the most money.
It's probably going to be close.
It's probably going to have the most hype. It's probably going to be the biggest blah blah blah.
It'll be on all the mainstream sports shows and everything.
And I will be there on my couch with my popcorn, and I'll be watching it with everyone else. All right. So I'm not saying it's wrong. I only listed it in orders of importance. Now, the reason I say Joshua and White, I figure is probably the most important out of all these. It's a tune-up fight for Joshua to get another fight in with the new training, with the new trainers and whatnot. And to get that going and to be able to then go into December against Deontay Wilder, which is probably going to happen, right? That fight's already etched in stone. Now, regardless of how that fight goes, I know what he's doing. Get one more fight in with Derek James just to get more, tutelage, to get more of a training camp.
Yeah, but the guy's a top fighter in the world. How many tune-up fights does he need at this level? He should be fighting, just going, ready to go.
Joshua's
best days are toast. Eddie Hearn's selling us a rusted car that he just painted in the backyard with brand new paint.
Okay, but I
That's
can
Eddie for you.
understand. I can understand Joshua wanting to fight though, in the sense that if he doesn't want to wait till December, he wants to get a fight in before December.
Yeah, at least he's fighting. I'll give him
right.
that.
So this is why he's doing it, right? Like it's either sit on the sidelines till December, which he doesn't want to do. So let me take this fight. He's
But
confident
the thing
enough.
is, this fight is no hype. There's no excitement for it. It's not even going to be a pay-per-view. It'll be on free TV because nobody will buy the pay-per-view. That's a huge knockdown for Joshua. He's a world top 5 heavyweight in the world. He can't even get a pay-per-view.
Well,
if he doesn't fight Wilder, Usyk, or Fury, he's not on pay-per-view anymore.
well,
really. That's the
fight,
thing.
The fight is in London. The fight is in pay-per-view in London. So it is on.
Not here. It's going to be though.
It doesn't. It wouldn't be here because it doesn't work for the time zone, right?
But that's the thing. But that's the thing, though. If you are a top fighter, every Fury fight, every Canelo fight, every Crawford, even Spence, their fights are pay-per-view. Wherever you are, right? So
no, not at all. Last time he fought Derek Chisora in Wembley, it was a pay-per-view in the UK, but it was on free ESPN here.
Which one?
It was the last one he did, the one against Chisora.
It was on DAZN, wasn't it? You had to pay for that.
No, it wasn't on DAZN. Fury.
That's on ESPN Plus, dude. You got the box, but people have to pay for the ESPN Plus.
Yeah, but it wasn't a pay-per-view. It was still a
but you have to pay a subscription. So
yeah. So it's like it's like paying for the WWE network.
Yeah, you got to pay for it.
Right. But ESPN, no, it is. It's still considered free in the sense because what ESPN Plus and DAZN do now is they do their pay-per-view, so they charge you additional for the actual.
On some of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Not all of them.
For the Tyson fight, they didn't do that. It was just on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, but you have to buy the subscription to have ESPN Plus,
which is like the WWE network.
But here we can flip on Joshua White fight on TSN for free. It'll be on something like that.
Would it be on TSN on the afternoon?
Sportsnet. It'll be free on here.
I don't know. We'll find out. But regardless, so that's probably the most intriguing fight.
Here's
I look at the Dubois Usyk fight. I think that's just a joke. Dubois almost got knocked out against Joyce, or was it Joyce, or who was he? Who was he fighting? Joyce or
Yeah, it was Joyce.
Yeah, it was Joyce. Joyce almost, literally almost knocked him out, right? Like that fight ended super fast. So he hasn't fought since. Now he's going to fight for all 3 titles.
So the guy that wants to do it. The thing is, that'll be like a good fight. But the thing is, everybody's knocking Fury, but Fury wins again simply because it's prize fighting. He's getting the most money. He has the most eyeballs on him again. So people could say, well, he's not fighting Usyk, which I think he should be personally. But he's fighting Nagano. It's a bigger fight than Joshua and Usyk have. They make the most money for the year. Everybody's talking about him, and he wins again because he's got the most eyeballs on the most money in his bank, right?
I'm starting to really,
And he did say he was going to fight Nagano, because Nagano didn't come in the ring after the fight, right?
Man, it's just bullshit because he's not defended that title. Okay, he's got special permission from the WBC now because his mandatory is due by December, right? So a legitimate boxer who deserves a title shot, who's been working hard for a title shot, is not going to get a title shot because he got special permissions. Why aren't they giving?
The same thing I say
wait. Why?
They want that spot. You got to earn that spot.
Why aren't they giving Usyk any special permissions? Why does he have?
Because he's not a big draw like for you. This is a money game. It's all about money, dude. And Usyk's not a big draw.
No, I'm not happy with it.
That's how it goes. If you walk into a local weightlift, like if you walk into Good Life right now, who's Usyk? Nobody will know who he is. Show Tyson Fury. Oh, I know that guy. That's why. Name recognition, entertainment, and he brings the eyeballs. It's all about money at the end of the day. What's the prize fighting? Right?
I get it.
I think he should be fighting Usyk. If I was his manager, that's what I would do. If I'm not his manager, and he's just to make a ton of money on everybody's talking about. It's already on the mainstream sports shows. This thing. It's going to bury all the other fights besides Canelo, maybe Spence and Crawford. Nobody will even talk about this Joshua fight. It sucks, but that's just how it goes.
It's not even going to be a good fight. It's going to be the shittiest fight of the year.
Could be.
It is. I'm going to call it here. I'll put money on that. If there's a betting odds.
Fury's going to beat him easily.
It's not even that, dude. The quality of the fight, all of it. Like, I mean, the only thing that I would find intriguing about this is seeing Fury get knocked out.
That's not going to happen.
But all I'm saying, that's the only thing that would intrigue me. Anything Fury does to him is expected, right?
He did say he's going to fight Nagano. He called him in the ring, so at least he's doing something.
No, it's not. It's pointless. It's just stupid. Really, it's a money grab. I get it.
Absolutely, price fighting.
But that's it. That's not even a price fight, man. That's bullshit.
Well, it is because they're bringing in the most money. Remember, people forget Nagano's got a massive following of fans.
No, I get it. I just wouldn't call
this
it.
This is like McGregor.
I just,
Conor,
it's a fucking. I call it
heavyweight version.
Yeah, But I don't know. I don't know. I
Two
think
big boys who's going to slug it out. And obviously, Fury's going to
I
win.
think the
Yeah, I guess it
difference.
depends how long Fury wants to drag the fight out for. I think he'll drag it out 6, 7, 8 rounds and put him down.
Look, I think either he carries him like Mayweather carried McGregor, right? You know, that's probably. Sorry, I heard something. Um, Fury. I think the problem I have with Fury is he's an active champion.
Mhm.
When Floyd and McGregor fought, Floyd didn't have any titles, right?
No, he's already retired, yeah, but he
Right.
still counted as a real fight.
Right. So that's the only issue I have. Like this kind of fight, yeah, Muhammad Ali fought Antonio Inoki. I get that, right? You know, people may reference that. But the reality is Muhammad Ali was nearly done at the end of his career at that point. I think I just have an issue because there's so much at stake and so many careers are here and what have you. It's just and you know, it was like I can't remember who I was talking to yesterday, but you know, all these guys have shelf lives. It doesn't matter how fit you are or whatnot. If you're not getting your opportunity, regardless of all the hard work and everything that you're putting into it, you know, it just sucks. That's all I'm saying. That's
Yeah,
the
I
thing.
hear you, but that's the way of the world. You could be the hardest working guy in your company and not get the promotion. If you're the most vibrant, you're the most known and lively, you get the big spots, right or wrong. That's what happens in wrestling, boxing,
No, I
UFC.
know. I
Go to
just think
Logan Paul.
I don't mind it in any other sports per se. Well, in sports in general, I don't per se, but in combat sports, just because of the shelf life, I just feel like, you know, it's just wrong. But anyways, let's move on. What should we talk about next? What happened this weekend? Tell us about Boots, man. How was that fight?
So it's good. He looks amazing. He's so fast, so athletic. His reflexes, his timing. He looks amazing. I mean, the guy is brilliant to watch. Like he's so fast. He's offensively so gifted. It's one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's just so talented, and
No,
he
for
wants
sure.
the winner of Spence Crawford, but so does Cody Crowley and about 5 other guys. So I don't know if he'll
Well,
get
I
it.
mean,
He'll get it
listen,
over Cody because he's got more name recognition. But I'm not
well,
saying he does deserve it over Cody, but he's
well,
amazing.
I mean, you
I'm
got
sure he'll get the
Boots.
fight in Vegas. I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, you got Boots. You got Virgil Ortiz
Yeah,
there as
Cody.
well, and Cody. So you got three guys there clamoring for these four titles. I mean, personally, myself, I like to see Cody get it first, just because.
Yeah, me too.
But the reality is, and again, and fuck, man, everything keeps tying back to this name recognition and blah
Yeah.
blah blah. So, I mean, if that's the case, I guess Boots is the next guy in line,
And
and
unless we see if the Spence Crawford match is really good, then they might do a rematch 6 months later or something too. That's possible. It drags out.
well, I mean, it drags out into the next year, anyways, right? I mean, whoever
Yeah.
wins this fight in July probably won't fight until the next year, anyways, right?
Yeah.
So whoever is next is you know we'll know probably for January or February, and then Boots whoever will probably get this fight in the summer if it's a rematch, right?
Yeah. It depends how the fight goes.
So
But yeah, Boots is the real deal, man. He's got
yeah,
all the skills. It's amazing to watch.
yeah.
And he's a
Canelo,
lot younger than these guys too.
yeah.
People
Canelo,
forget Crawford's 35.
you know that's true. That's true.
He's getting up there.
And Boots is with Bomac, right? Or is he with?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's part of the camp there with them, anyways, right? I wonder how that would
Yeah.
play out. I mean, Crawford versus Boots. I wonder how the camp would split.
I don't know how that one goes. We'll see what happens when Spence and Crawford fight. But yeah, Boots is only 26, man.
Yeah.
So
You know,
good
he's a young
talent though.
one. No, he's got the hands. Hey, do you got a bird back there or something?
What's that?
You have a
Yeah, my mom
bird?
has birds. Yeah, I can hear them.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
loud today. Usually they don't say anything.
Maybe they know something we don't. Pay attention to
Yeah,
them,
I'm not a
man.
fan of the birds myself, but
What kind of
okay,
birds
I
are they?
guess.
What kind of bird?
I don't know, too budgies, just small little ones.
Oh,
Green
okay,
bird.
okay, those things. Okay,
Yeah, just small little ones, small little cage.
fair enough. So, I heard that Charlo is going to probably come in around 162, 163 for the fight. Thoughts?
Wants a little bit of weight, I guess. Throw his weight around a bit. Can't
Well, I
blame him,
mean,
I guess. Go for some more power.
well, no, the limit's 168, dude.
No, I know, but he doesn't usually fight that heavy. He usually fights a little bit lighter. So I don't know what
Yeah.
maybe he's just saying that.
No. It just I think he figures if he comes in at 162, 163, something like that, he can still hold his power and everything and still, you know, be able to
Yeah, he
have
might.
some
He's gonna
size
be
on
in.
him.
He's never fought a guy like Canelo, I'll tell you that.
No, and you know, I mean, to be fair, I said right from the get-go, I thought that, you know, Canelo would probably, you know, walk him down and, you know, this would be an easy fight. But you know what? I'm just
It won't be easy, but I think Canelo takes
well,
it.
not easy, but I mean, you know, just it's not going to be light work, but it's not going to be hard work either. Is that fair?
No. Yeah, I agree
Right?
with you.
But that being said, I thought about it. You know what? This is a win-win for Charlo.
Just got
Win or
nothing to
lose,
lose, man.
win or lose, he comes out on top. He took the challenge, and I don't care what anybody says, man. I think 14 pounds is huge.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
Right? One weight class is different, but jumping 2 weight classes is a whole different story, man.
The heavier you get, the harder the guys hit.
Yeah. So I mean, so you're going up against some raw power, but you know what? I mean, just kind of looking at some of Charlo's fights, I'm just thinking if he can figure out to stay on the inside and work with that jab a little bit, because Charlo is known to kind of come heavy in the second half of a fight, right? I mean, if he can, and Canelo is kind of, if they say what they say about him, he's deteriorating and this and that, and he slows down in the second part of the fight. I'm just throwing it out there. We'll break it down more, but these are just the kind of thoughts that I had in my head while driving yesterday. Like, this if Charlo is known to be a second half fighter, if he can withstand the first half, get a tired Canelo, you never know.
You never know, man. Yeah, he's young. He's a little bit younger. He's never been there to talent. The Canelo's been there. Canelo's been there to everybody, from Mayweather to Mosley to Triple G.
For sure. I mean, I mean, everyone keeps saying he's deteriorating, and I've even said it. He didn't look right. He looks older.
But he's still winning, though.
But no, that's it. But that's what I'm saying. But he's not. He doesn't have he's aged, right? Like a lot of people
he's been in a lot of fights. He's 31. I mean,
right? Like he's a young.
But he's still one of the best.
Yeah. But he's an old 32 in essence in terms of boxing, right? So it's just like, is he duping all of us? And he's just gonna come up buckshot. You know what I mean? Like you never know, right? It's just weird.
He'll be fine. He'll look good. He'll get the job done.
Is his wrist gonna be okay? I mean, coming off surgery, all of that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I don't know.
Here's another thing. People keep saying Canelo's ducking. I don't think Canelo's ducking anybody. No, he's going to do the fight that he thinks brings the most money. I keep saying it's prize fighting, right? If Canelo fought every guy that called him out, he'd be fighting 365 days a year. Everybody calling him out.
I get it. I get it.
I don't think he's dodging anybody.
No, well, I mean, I think he's dodging the main guys that he's supposed to be fighting, right? To be honest, I mean, up until now, right?
I don't think so.
I think so.
And I'm wearing Benavidez's shirt. Benavidez's family. I don't think he's talking him. He'll fight him when his time's good. Benavidez is only 26.
So, no, I get it. Right? I just in terms of we
can say about it basically every fighter. This guy's ducking this guy because one fighter calls out one guy. Doesn't mean the guy's ducking. It means, hey, I want to fight this guy instead, because I think it's a better name value and it's more money. That comes into the law. And sometimes ducking happens, but it's not the case in every situation.
I think it's just a word that we throw around a lot. I'm not necessarily saying guys are ducking each other or anything like that. I know what you're saying. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just an easy word to throw around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, I'll tie it up with all of this here. Okay. We've talked a lot of crap. We spewed some things here and said some things throughout this entire show, but I think one of the biggest lessons that I took away from being privileged to be inside yesterday was that we see these guys at the fights, we see these guys, getting in and out of their cars and having, all the toys and luxuries and you know what I mean? The clothes and everything else. But the pieces that no one gets to see is what we got to see yesterday.
Yeah, it was special. I really enjoyed it.
And I want to apply that to the show here in the sense that, talking about ducking, talking about this and that, we don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes, right? So a lot of what we think is speculation or hearsay or rumors or innuendos or most of it's fact, obviously, but a lot of it is, from all the other sources, right? Yeah. So because cameras aren't inside the gym and no one's taking pictures, no one's seeing the hard work that goes into all of it.
It's a lot of hard work, a lot of sweat,
a lot of hours, a lot of sweat. And that goes with matchmaking. We don't know what goes into everything. We may disagree with the decisions, and I always disagree with majority of what I hear. Mm-hmm. But that being said, that's just an opinion, but we don't know what actually is going into the things that are happening. For example, I just found out recently, did you know that Andre Agassi figured out Boris Becker during that Wimbledon?
Yeah, I heard about this.
Right, with the tongue?
Yeah.
Like if his tongue was right in the center, he would hit it right in this spot.
Yeah.
If his tongue was up in the left, but he wasn't intentionally doing that. That was just what he would do.
You pick up on it, yeah.
And he picked up on it, and he's like, I don't understand how this guy does this to me every time. He's like, he's reading my mind. We can't read anyone's mind unless we physically see stuff, right? So, yeah, we debate, we get angry, we disagree with a lot of what we see and hear and not happy with. But guys, keep in mind, those are just opinions. We do not know what's actually happening behind the scenes per se that led to that decision, right? Yeah, a lot of it has to do with money and
mostly money.
But guys, don't shit on these athletes and don't shit on these boxers. If you see them on the YouTube,
the sometimes you got it. They're beating their wives, running into cars, and you got to call them.
No, dude. If they're doing something stupid, absolutely. But don't shit on a guy who's going to the fight, in the VIP section, looking awesome, and you're shitting on him because he's.
But that's the thing, though. That's why I disagree with you. So if you pay your money to go to a fight, a baseball game or a hockey game, and the guy that you like, and you've had 5 beer and 10 hot dogs, and you think he sucks, and you want to boom. You paid the money to watch these guys. I don't care how hard they train. I was sitting by a guy at the last Pacquiao fight. Boom, and I ate him. I didn't care. Didn't bother me because he paid his money. He can do that. So I don't care if you want to boo them. I don't threaten them, throw things at them. But boom, say you suck, you stink, get out of here. That's part of being a fan. That gets the fans involved. And if they don't like it, get out of the ring, get off the court, get off the rink, because we pay the money to see you, and we're going to boo you if we want to boo you.
Okay, that's not what I was trying to say, though.
That's shitting on them, though.
No. That's not shitting on what I'm saying. Shitting on them by oh, how come he has these nice things and nice cars? Like, oh, what does he do, right?
Oh,
he only fights.
I meant like you can't talk.
No. I'm no, man. If you buy a ticket, you fucking.
Oh yeah, then I agree with you. Yeah,
as long as you're
got the Lambos.
No. As long as you don't throw or physically touch or do anything like that, say what you want to say. I'm talking about people who shit on people's success.
No, I agree.
Going the full story. Absolutely. That's totally what I was saying, right? Like, after what I got to see yesterday, I'm in no position to look at any athlete rolling up to a restaurant to have dinner with their friends, in a Lambo or anything, and say, oh man, who the fuck are you? Why do you get everything? Well, you know why? Because you just spent 6-7 hours in the gym training.
They work their ass off.
Where no one sees you, right? And same here, Samp&Chance, we work our ass off. So any success that's coming our way, people we get to meet, the things we get to do, you guys don't see what we're doing in the background to get the work done. Not to say we've reached our pinnacle. We're climbing, man. We're getting there. We're going to be top.
We're building, man.
We're building, right? So we're getting there. So to any haters out there, to anyone who hates on anything or everyone, don't support everyone.
Yeah, but everyone, I agree with you. If you've earned that, you got the money, you want to flaunt it, go for it.
No, man. Look, anybody who's successful, regardless if they're my enemy or not, I will never shit on them because they worked hard for their success.
They've done something right.
They've done something, right? I may not like you, but I'm not going to shit on your success because I believe in karma. And if I shit on people for being successful and working hard, then why am I doing it?
Yeah, well said, man. I misunderstood what you meant, but you're totally right.
No, but you're not wrong either, man. I let you go because I could see the passion coming out of you there, man. All right, I tell you what, let's wrap this motherfucker up. Anything on this day unboxing?
Got two things. First of all, today is Julio Cesar Chavez Sr.'s 61st birthday.
Happy birthday,
happy birthday to one of all time, maybe the greatest Mexican fighter ever, one of them. And then this day, 20 years ago, Ricardo Mayorga beat Vernon Forrest, unified the light heavyweight title. One of his best performances. Those two things happened today in boxing history. So happy birthday to Mr. Chavez, amazing fighter.
No, 100%.
Over 80 pro wins is unreal.
Unreal. You know what? It's his birthday, so let's just wish him a happy birthday and a storied career.
Oh yeah.
And all the best to him, man. He's earned everything he has in this world. All right, I tell you what, on that note, why don't we wrap this puppy up and get the weekend started, I guess, a little early. My name is Bobby Sampson, and I am with my man, Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great AC/DC, those that download, like, subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. So, guys, if you haven't already, please, just right there beneath you, you see it. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, and hit that plus button if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We're available everywhere, man. Fucking Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook.
Facebook, we're everywhere.
So, yeah, that's it. Samp&Chance are out. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.